Hello, lovelies! We are here today with Christina Federici of Tina's Toasty Toes. And Christina's going to talk to us and tell us how she got started in dyeing.
Hey folks, I'm Tina from Tina's Toasty Toes. I am from Long Island, New York, and I got started dyeing yarn a little over 5 years ago. I treated myself to a yarn dyeing class in London, England for my 40th birthday party. And it was the best decision I ever made because forgive the pun, but I started dyeing yarn and I got hooked. Why crochet or knit with anybody else's yarn when I could use my own? So I have been dyeing yarn in my kitchen, out of my apartment, out of my home for the last 5 years. I do that in addition to a full-time job. And I'm so excited to be back here in Baltimore today. I haven't been here in 5 years. I haven't seen Melissa in 5 years. So I'm super excited to be here. And it's such an honor.
Well, thanks. We're happy to have you here as well. So you've got a bunch of different yarn bases with us here at the show. We'll just pan around so you can see. For a more in-depth look, you could go to lovelyyarns.com/Tina's Toasty Toes. Also, you can check out our virtual tour of the show, and we go over the different colorways and such. Mm-hmm. So, and Tina, the blues, we noticed you love blue.
I do. I love blue. I constantly have to be reminded to dye other colors because I have to remember that not everyone loves blue as much as I do. But blue is definitely my favorite. I also love the purples, the deep reds, anything tonal. But I also love things that are bright and exciting and cheerful. There's actually a story behind Turkle. Turkle is turquoise and purple. You got that totally right on your introductory video when you guessed the name and guessed why we called it that. And Turkle was actually developed by my friend and helper Joanna. We were together. We had imbibed just a little bit too much while we were dyeing and having a great time. And what we wound up doing is we made Turkle, which is turquoise and purple together.
It's a great colorway.
It is. It's very popular, it's fun, it's cheerful, and it coordinates so well with so many other colors. So you could either use it as a standalone variegated, you could match it with a tonal or a semi-solid, or even another variegated with similar colors in it if you wanted to do like a fade.
So, and then where do you get like inspiration for your colorway names?
I do cheat a little bit. Anything that's a semi-solid or a tonal is basically named after the dye that I used to dye it. So, for example, like Magenta Galactica came out of a dye pot called Magenta Galactica.
Oh, okay.
Turkle was kind of like a hiccup between turquoise and purple. Like again, we had a little bit too much to drink that day, and that's how that got named. But other things, I just look at them and I kind of just whatever inspires me. Like confetti cake reminds me a lot of confetti cake. Loyalty is actually one of the very first colorways that I ever developed. And of course it has blues in it because why would I dye anything other than blue for my first skeins of yarn? And I called it Loyalty just because I always thought of like these combination of blues and whites and grays together as the colors of loyalty. There's a sister colorway called Royalty that takes a lot of the gray that you see here but adds purple, and since purple is the color of royalty, I called it Royalty. And that's just one of the ways that I come up with my ideas.
Awesome. And you crochet and you knit?
Yes.
And how long have you been doing both of those?
So I've been crocheting since like 10 or 11 years old, so a little over 30 years. And I've been knitting for the last 5 years. In fact, I learned to knit after I learned to dye yarn because I knew I was going to need knit samples in order to show people what things looked like when they were done in my yarn. So I did it really more out of necessity than anything else, but now I thoroughly enjoy it as well.
Oh, awesome. And you are up in Long Island?
Yes.
And which part of Long Island? People ask because we have a bunch of New Yorkers.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm from Farmingdale. I'm on the Nassau County side of the line. Those folks that are from Long Island know that Farmingdale is split in half by Nassau and Suffolk counties. I'm on the Nassau County side. I grew up in Farmingdale. I lived there my whole life, but I have traveled and visited many other places as a result of just loving to travel, and also because I have a full-time job that sends me out on business trips.
What is your full-time job?
So I work for a commercial auto insurance company in their fraud division. I am the head of the fraud division.
That is very different from dyeing yarn.
Yes. I always joke with people that my full-time job keeps a roof over my head, and the yarn dyeing is what keeps me sane. Although the sanity is a little questionable at this point.
So this is a lot of yarn. What must your kitchen look like?
My kitchen looks like a dye pot exploded in it. One of the reasons why I didn't really hesitate to start dyeing yarn in my kitchen is because my kitchen is actually original to my apartment from 1961. It was not in the best shape to begin with. Don't get me wrong, it's clean, it's functional, it gets the job done. But if I had all, brand new like stainless steel appliances or whatnot, I probably would not be using professional dyes in there.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, so I have a very colorful kitchen, and there's a lot of dye pots and accoutrements and everything in there.
Well, is there a particular yarn base which is your favorite to dye?
Yes. So, and it's actually, I didn't actually send it here, but my yak yarn base is my absolute favorite. It's a combination of baby yak, merino wool, and silk. And it is delightfully warm. It is, for cold weather climates, it is one of the best yarns out there. It's very lightweight, so you don't feel like you're wearing something that's very heavy, but it's extraordinarily warm due to the yak fibers. And the silk just gives it like a nice little sheen, and jewel tones on that yarn base are just like chef's kiss perfect.
Wonderful. And so if folks want to check out any of your other bases or to special order yarn from you, certainly they can contact us here, but is there another way for people?
Sure, they can reach me at tinastoastytoes.com. They could also reach out through any of my social media channels. I'm on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, all under Tina's Toasty Toes. I do have a Pinterest, but it's really not active. And you can also email me at tinastoastytoes@gmail.com.
Wonderful. And of course, you can always purchase all of these beauties on our website. And again, it's lovelyyarns.com/Tina's Toasty Toes.
So come place your orders. And if you have a special request, say a colorway that you see on one base that you want done on another, I am more than happy to ship that. So just let the store know and we'll get that order put together for you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming to see us today, Tina. Thank you guys all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and happy stitching!
Bye.